What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Gamecocks Dynasty. Last week out, we were embarrassed by a top 5 team, just showing that we're not quite there to compete yet. But this week, we return to Columbia with a chance to beat another ranked team here in the Florida Gators. We have not had the best of luck against ranked matchups outside of Texas A&M, and they have a very bad passing offense, but we have one of the worst passing defenses. So it's going to be the battle to see who gives in first, as Anthony Richardson starts the day with a handoff to Trevor Etienne, and he's going to push multiple people off of him, and he's got 7 yards. He has had a great season so far for the Gators. They have been very dominant on the ground, so expect that to be an area of focus for this defense. Now on a 2nd and 3, Zipperer is going to be hit by Richardson for 13 yards. The tight end there, Keon Zipperer, is a very dynamic guy. He is extremely fast, and he has just shown a lot of talent. Now 3rd and 11, Richardson off his back foot into coverage, and it's caught. Xavier Henderson comes free at the last second, and the Gators get into the red zone early now. 1st and 10, Richardson, play action. Finds Zipperer again, who's going to make a couple man miss. He's got 8 yards on that one. It is a 2nd and 2 now. Deep in Gamecock territory here early in this first quarter. Richardson, nowhere to throw, wants to run, got a lot of space, and did he get in? They're not going to give him the touchdown. So the Gamecocks hold him just a few plays longer now. 2nd and goal. Richardson at about the 1, but he's in the shotgun. This time he keeps it with the backup, Naquan Wright, and he's got a 2-yard touchdown scamper up that right side. Not a lot of space there for the Gamecocks to work around. And the Gamecocks offense now trying to make this a tie game again. Rattler's going to start the day with a screen, and they should not have run that. Losing 4 is Marshawn Lloyd, and they get a 3rd and 14 early in this matchup. Rattler out of the shotgun, wants to throw. Nobody's really open. He tries to force it into coverage, and Marshawn Lloyd actually drops it. He had a bit of space there, but he wouldn't have really had the first down anyway, so either way, as long as it wasn't intercepted, it doesn't matter. But Trevor Etienne's got a burst of speed up the right side. Sherrod Green misses the tackle now to the 15, wrestled down at about the 8 or the 9. 45 yards for this Gators running back, and they continue to dominate on the ground. Now 3rd and goal. Richardson has Etienne behind him. He sends Xanders in motion, and they're going to run it that way with Etienne, and he's got it. 2 yards for apparently Trevor Etienne. Man, this is a tough start for the Gamecocks now. 3rd and 6 is where we pick up with them again. Rattler trying to not go 3 and out again, and this time he gets it to Juice Wells, who makes a couple cuts. But not a lot going for him there after 10 yards. 1st and 10 on the next play. Rattler going to give it to Lloyd this time, who's got some nice blocking up that left side, and the zone run has worked so far. Rattler now 2nd and 7, a play action, rolling out around the right side, firing on the run, and he's got Wells wide open to the 5 and into the end zone. Juice Wells, 48 yards there. And this Gamecocks offense does strike back, but they are still down by 7 here on a 3rd and 2 for Richardson as he finds Justin Shorter, who almost breaks through 2 people there. 10 yards on that one. This Gamecock defense cannot get off the field. Now 3rd and 3 for Richardson. Wants to throw again. He's going to run it himself, and he's got all kinds of green grass in front of him. And he's going to get the first down and then some. Now 3rd and 9. Richardson out of the shotgun. He has Etienne to his right. Continuously executing on 3rd downs. This time he fires into coverage, and it's caught. Breaking free is Ricky Pearsall. Touchdown Gators. 41 yards. Devontae Reed, I believe, was in coverage, but he dove for his feet. Missed the tackle. And there goes that man right into the end zone. Marshawn Lloyd now starts the next drive. 12 yards on the ground. 1st and 10 now. Rattler with Lloyd to his left again. Shotgun formation. A quick pass to Jaheim Bell, and he's going to get the first down and rumble down for an extra 22 yards. 1st and 10 now. We see Dakereon Joyner for the first time as he keeps it on the pitch play, and he's going to rumble down the field for 18 yards. Great blocking up that left side, and the Gamecocks offense continuously moving down the field now. 2nd and 10. Rattler again to Jaheim Bell, and he is tackled by committee there. Maybe if there's only one extra guy, he gets into the end zone, but now 1st and goal. Rattler wants to give it to Lloyd right down the middle. Great blocking by the center, and he has got a touchdown. Beautiful pitch and run there by Rattler to Marshawn Lloyd, and a good way to get back down by 7 here late in this second quarter. Richardson's going to start the next possession right where he left off to Justin Shorter, who kind of gets table-topped there. down to the ground, but he still remains as a 25-yard catch and run there. Now 3rd and 13. Richardson throwing into coverage, and it's almost intercepted by Reed. He has been everywhere today, not always for positive either. 2nd and inches now for the Gamecocks. Rattler gives it to Lloyd, and he's going to get the first down and then some as he makes the safety miss for about 5 or 6 more yards. And he's finally brought down by the other safety. Now 2nd and 10. Rattler continues to sling it there to Juice Wells, who has been very impressive in that medium pass range. Now 1st and 10. Rattler going downfield. Jaheim Bell again in the double route, and they get down deep in Gator territory now. 1st and goal. DeKerion Joyner, read option, gives it to CBS. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Probably could have just fell over, and it still would have gotten them into the end zone there on that one, but they just kept it safe, and they made sure they knew what was going to work as the Gamecocks tie this one up on 1st and 10. Richardson throws at the last second. This is somehow Dante Sanders gets the catch there, even though Richardson had a man literally tackling him as he threw it. And now on a 1st and 10, Richardson trying to run, fumbles it, and it's picked up by Webb. The Gamecocks struggle to get going on the drive, though, and we pick up with them on a 3rd and 13 as Joyner remains in the game. Dak's going to roll out, nowhere to run. Instead, he finds Juice Wells, who gets obliterated. I'm not even going to lie. That was a very big hit. So now the Gamecocks go for it on 4th and 10 with about 15 seconds left. Rattler throwing, got a man, beat his coverage, and it's underthrown. This time, Avery Helm, the cornerback, in coverage there. And the Gators have a chance here on 1st and 5. 7 seconds left. Richardson wants to throw, got a man past the coverage, and it's Xavier Henderson. Who else would it have been? Beats his man again, and just blown coverage after blown coverage for this Gamecock defense as they allow the Gators to tack on a late field goal here. But thankfully, Carolina gets the ball first here in the second half as we pick up with the DeKerion Joyner on a 2nd and 3. He actually is going to throw it this time, and he's got Marshawn Lloyd straight off the play action, just getting a couple yards there for that first down. 3rd and 9 now for the Gamecocks, though. Rattler under the shotgun formation, double back set, immediately fires to Van. A tough catch there, but Josh Van, a guy we haven't heard from in a little bit, is able to make the play. Now 1st and 10. Rattler's going to give it to Lloyd this time on the inside zone. Great blocking, kind of falls forward between his blockers there, and now a 2nd and 11 later on the same drive. Rattler out of the shotgun, takes it immediately to an open man, touchdown. Amarian Brown, 24 yards. We don't usually see him much on offense as he is typically a special teams weapon, but there you saw him very efficient on that seam route, but the Gators silenced the crowd a little bit there. Xavier Henderson on the comeback route, now 2nd and 1. Richardson not going to run it this time. Instead, he wants to throw it, and he's got Henderson wide open. Another blown assignment by the Gamecocks, and they brought the blitz, expecting run. Richardson makes them pay as he has 277 yards and 3 touchdowns so far today for this Gators offense. DeKerion Joyner now on 2nd and 6, running out of the pocket, leaping and bombing it downfield, and it's caught by Jaheim Bell. Bell was able to get behind the safety, and what a pass by DeKerion Joyner. That is the 2nd week in a row he has had one of the most beautiful passes of the year, and now on a big run right up the middle. Marshawn Lloyd gives the Gamecocks the lead right back. This is a very offensive-heavy matchup if you could not see that. 35-31, both teams just changing and exchanging blows as Trevor Etienne rushing up that left side. A little bit of a slow start there, but a 2nd and 1 is where we pick up now for the Gators. After that run from Etienne, Richardson under center. He's going to bring Zanders in motion. They're going to keep it with Etienne up that left side, and he obviously... Bad penetration there by the Gamecocks, and they are going to get the first down and then some. Now 3rd and 4 for Richardson. Gamecocks cannot get off the field on 3rd downs. Richardson under pressure a little bit, but still finds his man Zipperer wide open. Cam Smith, broken tackle into the end zone. The tight end Keon Zipperer just makes Cam Smith, an All-American, look like a fool. And the Gamecocks now trail by 3 again with a minute and a half remaining in this 3rd quarter. Marshawn Lloyd cutting up the middle of the field as he gets a 13-yard catch and run there. Now 2nd and 4. Play action. Under a minute remains in the 3rd. Rattler wants to throw downfield at the last second, and he's got Leggett. 35 yards. They pick up now 1st and 10. 35 seconds and counting. Rattler is going to give this one to Lloyd, who's got a big hole up the middle, pulled from behind. He could see the end zone and he could almost taste it, but now 1st and goal. Lloyd on the counter. Fumbles at the 1. Oh my goodness. Picked up by the Gators in the end zone as he stumbles out of the back of the end zone. Oh my goodness. 3rd and 13. You had to expect somebody to make a mistake sometime. The Gamecocks were just the first team to do it in an important moment, and there goes Trevor Etienne for 19 yards. 2nd and 8 now as Richardson and company pick the ball back up here, and he makes a good move upside the line of scrimmage, and he's going to make a couple men miss. He literally threw Mo Kaba to the ground and just broke Zach Pickens' tackle. That is a very, very good quarterback there, if you ask me. 3rd and 7 now. Richardson tries to run again. He is going to eventually be stuffed as R.J. Roderick has to come in from coverage and make the final tackle. So the Gamecocks now on a 3rd and 6, picking back up in what is one of the more important drives of the game. Juice Wells is going to drop his pass, and Rattler and company wants to go for it. 4th and 6 now out of the shotgun, all alone. Holds it to the last second. Finds a Marion Brown who almost gets to the outside. If he gets outside of those people, that could have been a touchdown if he can outrace that safety. Now 2nd and 9. Rattler rolling around. Steps in. Delivers the pass to Juice Wells, who is basically wide open. 26 yards later now for the Gamecocks. Rattler looking like an inside zone again. It is going to be one, but Lloyd takes it to the outside, and he's got some nice room, but he fumbles it again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Marshawn Lloyd, was he down is the real question, but you can't really see it from that angle. I wonder if they're going to maybe challenge it if you're a Gamecock head coach, be like Schmeems. As of right now, it stands, but the booth is going to review this one, and you've got to pray. This could be the game right here, but it looks like he's down there. Looks like his elbow goes down and the ground actually causes the ball to come out. That is the best case scenario if you're a Gamecock fan. 1st and 10. Who is it going to be? The Gamecocks are going to keep the ball. It is reversed. The play on the field does not stand. And Rattler and company gets a little bit of savior there as they get the ball down to a 4th and 3. And Mitch Jeter now struggled so far this year, trying to kick the game-tying field goal. He had one hang to the right last week. This one is wide left. Oh, my goodness, and by about 10 yards. The Gators, 3rd and 3, and this is the game right here. You've got to be prepared for a run, but also a pass play. Do not blow coverage if you're a cornerback. Richardson under center, under pressure. Hit as he throws, but it doesn't matter. Justin Shorter wide open. Darius Rush in pursuit, and he is just gone. 73 yards for the Gators. And that will just about solidify this one as Anthony Richardson finishes his day with 4 touchdowns. The Gamecocks have a chance here late in the 4th quarter with a miracle, just like last week against the Bulldogs, but this one is very unlikely. 1st and 10 now for Rattler after DeKeon Joyner's catch. Rattler tries to throw it, but he just has to run around, and he rumbles out of bounds for about 5 yards. Big hit here to the aura or the surrounding personality of this team as Rattler goes to Jalen Brooks, to a guy that we haven't even seen in a couple weeks. And 4th and 5 now for the game. Rattler is going to decide to throw it still. It's going to be a all-out pass, and that is just nowhere open. Trevon Johnson deflects it down to the ground, and the Gators get their ranked matchup this week, and they win it against the Gamecocks. 45-35 is where Anthony Richardson goes and takes the Gamecocks down. Beautiful pass there as the play of the game is shown here, our ESPN special play of the game. Justin Shorter's 73-yard catch and run there late in the 4th quarter. The Gamecocks now lose their 2nd game straight, and they fall now to 7-3 on this season as they go into another SEC matchup next week against the Ole Miss Rebels. So I actually ran into a bit of an issue here this week after I finished this game. For whatever reason, it saved my recruiting, but it didn't save the game where we lost. So we won't be able to look at the stats. The stats won't be included in the season, unfortunately, but I am going to go back in and make sure that we lost this game, whether it's by, 1 point or 42 points, however I have to do it. So I'm going to simulate it. I'm probably going to make sure that we lose it. It might take me a couple tries, but don't worry. At the end of this week, we will be 7-3, so that's all that matters as we head into the final 2 matchups of the season. As far as top 25 polls go next week, I imagine we're looking at an unranked week, probably anywhere from 26 to 35, considering we've lost 2 straight, and our schedule doesn't necessarily get any easier conference standings wise. We're going to fall to 3rd after this loss to the Gators. Obviously, it's not shown right here, but we are going to fall right above Tennessee, as they are 2-5 in conference. They have struggled this year to get going in SEC play. And other than that, the top 3 here is really good. The bottom 4, not so good. None of these teams have gotten more than 3 conference wins, which is crazy to say. And as you can see, Mississippi State and Alabama are both 6-0 on the schedule, and they actually have possibly the biggest matchup of the season here. The number 1 ranked Crimson Tide taking on what I believe is the number 4 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs. Obviously, rest in peace to head coach Mike Leach. I'm going to let him dominate, hopefully, and live on in this dynasty. I just hate to see that situation happen. But here we go. 2 9-0 teams. Saban versus Leach. Legendary coaches both. I send prayers out to his family and all of that. And I just, it's such a sad situation. Let's see. I hope they can get the win here. And they do not. That is tough. A hard-fought matchup there, but they are still not out of the race for as far as the BCS championship goes, considering they lost to the number 1 team in the country. This is the first time, really, in any of my dynasties, I will say that I've seen Alabama actually do good, because usually Alabama falls off after about the first week of the season, and now Purdue's going to be able to take down Penn State. Both of these teams sit at 7-3, an impressive outing there for the Boilermakers. Oklahoma takes on Iowa State. Oklahoma has found themselves at number 7 in the country, and they take care of business there. 35-24 for the Sooners, taking down the Cyclones. Cyclones fall to 5-5 on the season. They have 2 more games there to try and make a bowl game, and this is a good matchup here. I think Washington has an opportunity to pull off the upset, and they do just that. 17-13, the Bruins fall. Very, very impressive performance by this Washington Husky defense. Michael Penix Jr., a couple of touchdown passes, but outside of that, it was a field goal fest in that second half, and that is really all we have as far as major matchups go. We have Kansas State taking on TCU. TCU somehow 8-2, but not ranked yet this season, and they're going to get absolutely demolished. Max Duggan just does not have the magic in this reality, I guess. What the word? TCU did not score a touchdown at all? Oh, yeah, they did right here with the run. They scored their only touchdown late in the 4th quarter. I guess we can simulate Georgia taking on Auburn. That is an interesting matchup, as always, and Georgia easily wins that one 28-10, as we will be waiting for that Georgia-Alabama Conference Championship. And now, the second biggest matchup of the weekend, Texas versus Oklahoma State. Texas is going to go down and beat Oklahoma State 38-34 in one of the tightest matchups we've seen all year long. A interception there for the Cowboys. They went up 14-0, but they allowed the Longhorns to slowly creep back into this one, and they took the win there, nationally televised. And as I said, I apologize for this. I don't know why it didn't save. I thought it saved. I finished the game, all of that stuff, but for whatever reason, the game just did not save. So I'm gonna... Actually, is there a way to actually force loss or force win? I don't know if there is. I know there is in Madden, but I don't think there is a way in NCAA 14. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to see just how I can do this, the best way I can do this, as well as keeping it semi-realistic. But we will probably, no matter what, we're going to be 7-3, 5-3 in conference play going into next week. So nothing to worry about there. As far as recruiting goes, just a quick recap there before we wrap up this episode. There's not a lot of stuff going on right now in recruiting. We're still trying to catch up on some guys. We had some good visits this week, thankfully, but we are not going to really get a lot of points from these because all of my stats that I had are going to be taken away from me. So that kind of sucks, but at the same time, it is what it is. We'll just have to see how it goes from here. Thank you guys for continuing to support this series. If you do enjoy it, hit the like button and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss any of my videos, no matter what kind of upload it is. I'll see you guys next week as we most likely take on another SEC matchup, I believe. And if you're interested in any of my other content, go ahead and click on my channel and check out the other type of stuff I post, mostly sports related as well. But we have 1 week into the Palmetto Bowl. Next week, though, we cannot overlook the Ole Miss Rebels in a home matchup again here at Williams-Brice Stadium.